see such a question in an exam, the first thing that you are going to do is to name these inequalities. So I'm going to name each one of these inequalities. So I'm going to say this is inequality 1. Have you seen? This is my inequality 1. Then I'll say this is my inequality 2. Have you seen? Then I'll say this is my inequality 3. So here, under this diagram, I've got 3 lines. I'm calling them inequalities. These are 3 lines which I'm calling them what? Inequalities. So I want you to understand this properly, even as I'm explaining this. So we've got this is what? We've got these 3 lines. I'm calling them, we've got this is the first line. So naming them, if you want, you can start with this one or you can start with the other one. There is no problem on that, as long as all the 3 answers are seen which are correct. So let's make sure we get this, we understand this. We've got this is the third inequality or third line. Passing through what? Passing through 2. Very important, we should not forget that. So let us start with the first inequality here. Have you seen? So this is my first inequality. So I'm going to say inequality what? Inequality 1. Inequality what? Inequality 1. Then I do this. Have you seen? So I check my inequality what? I check my inequality 1. This is my inequality 1. So how do I answer inequality 1? Inequality 1, as you can see, this is a what? So I told you that when we are having an horizontal line, so even you people that have just joined, this is how you get to answer them. So have you seen? If you are having a line, this is an horizontal line. So each time you are having an horizontal line, you just need to get the what? Where it is cutting the y-axis. So don't forget this. Each time we are having an horizontal line, we just need to get where it is cutting the what? The y-axis. So it is cutting the y-axis. So I say y is equal to. Y is equal to what? Where is it cutting the y-axis? It is cutting the y-axis at what? At 2. So I'm going to say y is equal to what? Y is equal to 2. Then I check the inequality. So when I'm on this inequality, I just need to look at what? This one inequality. I need to forget about these other inequalities. So I just need to focus on this inequality alone. So which inequality is this? So you check. This is a solid line. So it either you use this one or you use that inequality there. So this inequality, they have shaded which part? They have shaded the down part here. Have you seen? They have shaded this part. Then I told you you need to get the what? The opposite. So since this is down, so you need to get up. Up is what? Greater. Have you seen? Up is what? Greater. So they have shaded the down part. So I need to get the up one. Which up? Up is what? Greater. So don't forget what I said at first. Up is what? Greater. So I forget about these other inequalities. I am only able to see this inequality. So forget about these other ones because they are going to confuse you. So you do this. Have you seen? You check this now. So okay, they have shaded the down part. So I need to get the upper part, which is what? Greater than. So the greater than it is my inequality. So I'll get that one. So I'll just say the inequality there, it is what? What is the inequality there? So the inequality will be what? The inequality will be y greater than or equal to what? 2. That's the inequality. So I'm done with the first inequality. Have you seen? You are done with the what? The first inequality. This is your what? This is your answer. This is how you need to answer this one. Have you seen? Very simple. We are able to understand this. So now I move to the other one. So hope I'm not confusing anyone. So hope we are able to understand this. I move to the other inequality. So I move to the other inequality. So I'll do this. I'll do this. This is what I'm going to do. So let me do this. Okay. So I move to the other inequality. So moving to the other inequality. So I'm going to wrap this. I move to the what? I move to the other inequality. So moving to the other inequality. Inequality 2 is this one here having a dotted line. Have you seen this one having a what? A dotted line. This one having a dotted line. So have you seen the way this one is? This one is not horizontal, number 1. Number 2, it is not vertical. So whenever you see a line that is not vertical, that is not horizontal, just know that you are supposed to find the gradient of that line. Have you seen? The first thing you need to do is to find the gradient of that line. So when you look at this is not vertical, number one, and this is not horizontal. So I need to find two coordinates that are within this line. Have you seen? Two coordinates that I'm able to see that are within this line. So there is a coordinate here. Have you seen? There is a coordinate here. There is also another coordinate where there. There is another coordinate there. Have you seen? So we've got this one and that one there. So we've got these two coordinates that I'm able to see. Have you seen? So you're able to see this coordinate here. You are also able to see that coordinate there. So this coordinate, I told you that this one here, this is the what? This is the x-axis. So in the x-axis, y is equal to what? Y is equal to 0. How do we get a coordinate? A coordinate is x, y. So I'm teaching you how to get coordinates if at all you don't know how to pick coordinates. To get the coordinates there. So here, have you seen? This is in the x-axis, y is 0. So this is how we get a coordinate. X, what? X, y. Have you seen? So x is what? 6. Then y, definitely you know that it is a 0 there. So that is how you are going to get. This is 6, 0. Have you seen? That's a coordinate that is there. Then you also pick a coordinate that is where? That is there. These are the only visible coordinates that we are able to see. So we are going to get these two coordinates. So this is what you need to do. So here in the y-axis, x is what? X is 0. So you know that, okay, a coordinate, this is how I pick a coordinate, x, y. Have you seen? So x is what? 0. Then y there it is what? Y there is 6. So these are the two coordinates. So I'll get this coordinate and get this other coordinate. Then I find the gradient. So I'm having what and what? I'm having, this is a code 6, 0 and what? 0, 6. These are the two coordinates that I've come up with. Then I find the what? The gradient. So I find the gradient. So how do I find the gradient? This is x1, this is y1. This is x2, this is y2, like this. Have you seen? Then you find the what? You find the gradient. So you are going to find the gradient. What's the formula for the gradient? Gradient is equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Have you seen? This is the formula for the what? For the gradient. This is the formula that you are going to use, which is equal to, what is y2? y2 is 6. 6 minus y1. y1 is what? 0 there. So y1 is 0 minus, what is x2? What is your x2? x2 is what? x2 is 0. 0 minus x1 it is 6, like this, which is equal to. So this is what? 6 over negative 6. So 6 divided by 6, it is 1. Then negative into positive, it is what? Negative. So the gradient is what? Negative 1. After you get this gradient as negative 1, what you need to do next is that you are going to write the general equation for all straight lines. So this one you need to know it. So this one only applies when a line is like this. So any line that will be like this, maybe a line is like this, maybe a line is in this format, a line is like this. This is how you need to do. So whether a line is like this or a line is like this, all these steps that I'm doing here, these are steps that you need to follow. So after you do this now, general equation for all straight lines is what? Y minus y1 is equal to m open bracket x minus x1. Have you seen? So this formula must be known. You need to know this formula. This is the general formula for all straight lines. So I'm doing all these processes just to find this one here. Have you seen this line here? So whenever you see this line that is like this, these are steps that you need to do. These are steps that you need to follow. Have you seen? So after you do this, so now you say, okay, y minus, what is y1? y1 is what? 0, which is equal to gradient. What is your gradient? Your gradient is what? Negative 1 there. So you say negative 1 open bracket x minus What is your x1? X1 is what? 6. This is what you need to do. So these two are constants. Have you seen? These ones are not changing. These two are not changing. They are constants. Have you seen? So you say y minus 0. This is what? Y. Which is equal to? Then negative 1 times x. That is negative x. You cannot say negative 1x. Negative times negative, positive. So positive what? Positive 6. Have you seen? So this is the what? This is the boundary line. This is called a boundary line. So when you do this, then here you are not, when writing the inequality, you are not supposed to include this. Have you seen? You are not supposed to include what? This equal sign. So this equal sign must not be included. I need to put an inequality there. An inequality, those symbols. So now I go back on my diagram. This is my diagram. I check. Have you seen the way this diagram is? This inequality. Which part have they shaded? They have shaded the upper part. Have you seen? Then this is a dotted line. So I'm supposed to use this one or this other one. So they have shaded the upper part. So since they have shaded the upper part, this is what? Greater than. Then the down part is not shaded. So I'm looking at this inequality. The down part is not shaded. So I know I get the part which is not shaded. So the down part less than. This is the upper part. Upper part is greater than. Down part is less than. So I get less than. So I'll get this inequality. Have you seen? This is the inequality I'm going to use. So now I go to my answer. This is my answer. So the inequality is less. So it's y less than negative x plus 6. Have you seen? So this is the what? This is the answer. This is how you need to work out these things. So let's make sure we practice through these simple things here. Have you seen? So let's make sure we understand this. So after you do this now, you go to the last one now. We go to the last one. So we go to the last one. This is the inequality here. Have you seen the way this inequality is? This inequality. So this is a what? This is a vertical line. So whenever you see a vertical line, you just get where it is cutting the what? The x-axis. So where it is cutting the x-axis. On this one, the horizontal line, I told you that you just need to get where it is cutting the y-axis. But this one, you need to get where it is cutting the x-axis. So a vertical line, you need to get where it is cutting the x-axis. So it is cutting the x-axis. At x is equals to what? 2 here. X is equals to 2. Have you seen? Then you get the inequality. They have shaded this part here. So hope when I was starting this, I explained how to go about this. Have you seen? So here they have shaded the part here. This is less than. Numbers here are increasing. Here numbers are doing what? Reducing. So this is what you need to do. So this is, here numbers are increasing. So this is greater than. Here numbers are reducing. This is less than. Have you seen? So here numbers are increasing. So here numbers are increasing, they haven't shaded. Here where numbers are reducing, they have shaded. Have you seen? So these, I hope these are not confusing you. When a line is like this, we've got down and we've got upper part and down part. But when it is like this, we've got where numbers are increasing and reducing. So where numbers are increasing, it is greater than. Where numbers are reducing, it is what? Less than. When we are having something like this, the upper part is called greater than. The lesser part is called less than. Have you seen? So now we want to find the inequality of this line. They have shaded which part? The lesser part. So here it is what? Greater part. They have not shaded. So we need to use greater than. Since this is a solid, so I'll use this one or this one. Have you seen? So they have shaded the lesser part. So I need to get the greater part. Greater part is this one. So x greater than or equal to 2. This is the third inequality. This is inequality what? Inequality 3. So these are the three inequalities. Inequality 3. Where is my inequality 1? Where is my inequality 1? I had to rub. Then this is my inequality 2. This one here. This is my inequality 2. So this is how you need to work out this. So I'll give you an exam question that I want you to practice. Have you seen? So this is how you need to get to this. Let's make sure we understand it. So now I'll try to give you just something that you need to. For example, when you're having something like this, then a line is like this. Have you seen? This is how a line is. we've got a number there, let's say we've got 6. Then here we've got 0 here. You know this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. So there, this one is not cutting the x. Have you seen? But when it's like this, you are going to be given a coordinate. Maybe a line will come like this, then you'll be given a coordinate that is there. If here there is 4, then here there is 3. Have you seen? So a coordinate that is there, have you seen? In the x-axis it is 4, y-axis is 3. So this is 4 comma what? 3. But in most cases you are going to be given. So you get that one, you also get that one there. So these are the two inequalities that you are going to get. Then you find the gradient. So this was just something that I wanted you to understand. So let's make sure we understand this, we practice through. So let me give you a question now that you are going to practice.